Okay, welcome to another tutorial of point of sale system. In this tutorial we're gonna continue what we did last time, and what we have to work with today is drawing the receipt. Now, drawing the receipt, we're gonna use the graphics object. Okay, so in order to draw a receipt, basically the layout usually is something like that. You have something like number, okay, and here we have the item name, price, count, oops, something like that, and then we have the count multiplied by price. And okay, and let's assume we have number of items x, y, z, 1, 2, 3, something like that. So here we have 6, we have 12, and finally we have the total. Okay, so here we have something like 20, and we have receipt number, and we have the receipt date. Okay, so basically the layout of the receipt is something like that, whatever that is. Okay. So what we're gonna try to do first is to create a procedure or function that's gonna draw basic receipt layout, and then we're gonna create another one that will follow it. Okay, so let's assume that this is the design, and let's work on that. So what we could do, we could put the code inside the main form, or we could put it in a module. So in our case, I think I'm gonna put that in the same window. Okay. I'm gonna put a button here. I'm gonna call it test. Okay, that will look like that. Okay. Function draw receipt, public function draw receipt. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna just draw the receipt layout as BMP bitmap. Okay. Now, for the layout of the receipt, you want to make it a little bit flexible, and for that we are going to use a number of variables. So dimension receipt width as an integer. This is going to be let's say let's go back to our layout over here. Okay, so let's give this part 1 unit, this part 5 units. Okay, so for the length, this is 1 unit. This part, let's say this is 5 units. This part is going to be 2, 2, and this is going to be 3. So the total number of parts is 1, 6, 8, 10, 13. Okay, so we have 13 units, and each unit, let's assume it's about 10 pixels. Okay, and for the height, it's going to be something like that. this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 units. Okay, dimension receipt height as integer equal 6 units multiplied by 10. Okay, set to the basic receipt type, receipt size. Okay, so this is the basic things. Next we're gonna create a bitmap. Create a bitmap. Okay, so dimension BMP as new bitmap, and okay, this one receives many parameters. We're gonna set the receipt width, receipt height. There you go. Okay, so what do you have also? Okay, so we have the graphics. Now graphic that's with further resolution system. Okay, so here we need to specify the pixel format. We're gonna use 24-bit per pixel, red, green, blue. This is gonna be the format of the image. Okay, so this is the first thing. Here we created the bitmap. Next thing to do is to create the graphics objects. So next, create the graphics object, and what the graphics object does, it will be used in order to draw on the bitmap itself. Okay, so dimension gr as graphics equal graphics dot from image, and here we need to pass it the BMP. Okay, so far we just create the buffer or for the image, and we haven't drawn anything on that. Fill the image with color white. So gr dot full rectangle, and for the brush we're gonna use the color white, and we're gonna set this to 0, 0, and the width is gonna be receipt width. For the height we're gonna use receipt height. Okay, so far so good, and yeah, I'm gonna stop at this stage, and the drawing gr dot close sorry, gr dot was it clear? Oops. Okay, we already have a clear method. Okay, sorry about that. I should have used this one. White. Okay, so I should have used this one. This is gonna do the trick. There we go. And finally here we have return BMP. Okay, so the reason I'm stopping here is that I want to test this part. Okay, so dimension ig equal draw receipt, and then dimension sfd as save file dialog sfd dot filter equals star dot bmp type star dot bmp. This is just for testing purpose. New f sfd dot show dialog equals okay, and we have ig dot save sfd dot file name. There we go. This is a very simple code that will allow us to create an image and save it. So let's save that. Let's run the code. 1 2 3, enter. Okay, click test, and here we're gonna go to the desktop, save. Let's see what did we get. Oops. So we have this guy here. So far it's an empty image, there is not much to see. So now we're gonna draw the lines. So far it's working, so let's draw the lines. Draw the basic lines. Okay, so for the basic lines, what do we have? We said for this one, we're gonna need to draw a rectangle for this. This is 1 unit with the height of 1 unit, and this is 5 units with the height of 1 unit, and so on. So let's work on this. Draw basic lines. Draw the headers. Okay, so dimension ln header equals. So the header line, this is going to be 0, this is going to be 1, this is going to be 2, this is going to be 3, this is going to be equal 3 by 10. Okay. Header y start. Okay, this is the start of the y location, and dimension line header y end equals ln header y start plus 10. Okay, so this is the y part, and for the width part we have, as we said, it's going to be 1 unit. Okay, so this is going to be gr dot draw rectangle. Here this is going to be black, color black. For the rectangle, the x is going to be 0, the y is going to be line header y start, and this is going to be 10 line. Okay. Oops. This is the height. I'm sorry. So we just need to specify the value 10. Okay. So this is gonna draw the first cell. The next cell is 5 units. Again, gr draw rectangle. Open that. This is gonna be black. We're gonna continue. So this is gonna be. We're gonna start from 10. Line header y start, followed by what, 50 units with the height of 10, and the price 2 units, counts 2 units. Gr dot draw rectangle is gonna be black. So what do we have? We're gonna start from 60. Y start, and we have 20 followed by 10. Oops, what did I do wrong here? What did I do wrong here? Okay, there we go. And the other price, so 80, there's going to be 80 over here, and the last one is 3. So here. Okay, and here there's going to be what? There's going to be 100. 30. There we go. So let's test that. This should draw the header. Save. 1, 2, 3. Enter. Test that. VDE. Yes. Okay. Obviously, we have the basic header. Okay, it's almost there. That's good. Okay, as for the width, I'm gonna add 1 unit because I want the black line to appear on the other side. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna save that. Hold the solution and run that again. 1, 2, 3. Enter. Test. Save. Yes. Close. Okay, and now we got the last line. Okay. Now we are gonna create the rest of the receipt. So we finished this part. Next is easy. We're gonna create rectangles for these parts, as you can see here. Okay. Now for this one, okay, so for this I'm going to add another variable, dimension receipt details height, and as integer this is going to be, let's say this is 7 units, and I'm going to multiply this by 10. So it's going to be, we're going to take the original size and add to that receipt details height. Okay, we're going to change this variable later on, but for now these are the basic calculations. So this part was a header, draw the details part. Okay, so this is going to be the same almost, except that, okay, so let's see. So we have line header starts. So we're gonna say here line details start. Okay, so we're gonna need to use another variable which is called line details starts. Where this one's gonna tell where the details is gonna appear. Copy that. Control V, Control V, V, and Control V. Okay, so we finished that. Next we need to specify the height. So seat details height. Seat details height. Seat details height. Seat details height. Last one, seat details height. There we go. Let us test that now. I'm gonna save this. Yeah. Model solution. Sorry. Oops. 1, 2, 3, go, test. Okay, so we have the details part of the receipt, and now we are gonna fill this receipt with some text. Okay, so let's go back. So fill these two parts. Fill the header with some text. Okay, so let's see. The first text part appear at the location 00 with the text value receipt number. Okay, and here we're gonna say gr dot draw string. Okay, so I'm gonna say this is the location 00 followed by what? Oops, the string receipt number, and the font. I'm gonna say this is gonna be new for that. Mention FT as a new font. Okay, so this family name I'm gonna say Times, and this is gonna use Times New Roman. The size is gonna be 10. The style you might want to use bold if you'd like to. Yeah, I think this will do. Yeah, so we're gonna use this one, and this command is gonna receive the string, receive the font and the brush, also like a brush. The X location is 0, the Y location is 0. Okay, this is the first one. The receipt date is next. So same technique. Receipt date, but the Y location should increase by 10. Okay. Next, I'm gonna save this here. Fold the header. I haven't folded the header yet. Okay, so first one is a number. So now I will need to use something similar to this. Okay, Control C. Copy that. Control V. Okay. Draw string B. Okay. Okay. The reason I copied these informations because I want the XY coordinates to be exact. So what do we have here? We have number, and this is going to be FNT followed by these guys. Okay, wait a minute. Oops, I wonder what am I doing wrong here. So oops, this is gonna be what? Brushes dot black. Okay, I see. This is gonna be item. It's gonna be item. Next, what do we have next? We have the price and count. Okay, next we have price, and then we have count. There we go. Let's call this sum. Okay, so let me copy this part. Control C. Like that. FNT. Divide that. There we go. Like that. Okay. So this should fold the header or the information of their seat, and let us test that. Okay, so we're gonna run this. 1, 2, 3, enter, test. Oops. Yes. Close. Okay. So obviously the sizes we have just entered are not exactly good. We need to specify, we need to increase the sizes a little bit, okay, especially for the height. Okay, so let's go back here now. So here I can say unit height. I'm gonna say integer equal, I'm gonna use 12. Okay, and the dimension unit width, integer equal 12. Okay, this is gonna be what? Unit width. This is gonna be unit height divided by unit width. Go. And yeah, this is the first one. Okay, this is gonna be what? A y start. So unit height, line details start. What do we have? Unit height. Okay, so the width, this is gonna be unit width, and there's gonna be unit height. Okay, and for the second one, there's gonna be what? There's gonna be unit width multiplied by 1 unit width multiplied by 5 unit height. Okay, the reason I'm doing this because later on we can change the numbers here, and we will get a different ratio for our receipt. This will make our work a lot easier. So there's gonna be unit width multiplied by 6. Unit width multiplied by 2. Unit height. Let's say there's going to be unit width. Oops. Width multiplied by 8. Multiplied by 2. Unit height. And unit width multiplied by 10. Unit width multiplied by 3. Unit height. Okay, so this is our first part. Yeah, I'm gonna make it all standard, so this is gonna be also unit width but multiplied by 0. Okay, copy that. Point by 0. Okay, so far so good. Okay, and it will take a little bit of time to get it right, but once it's right, the rest of the work It's gonna be straightforward. Yeah. So it's gonna be unit height. Okay, so what do we have? We have this is gonna be x, and oops, which is multiplied by 0. Okay. Now, okay. So we set the new size. Save that. Build the solution. Run 1, 2, 3. Enter. Test. Yes. There we go. Okay, so this wasn't that good. I guess we need to increase the width and the height a little bit. So for that, I'm gonna increase the width and make it 16. The height 14 and the width 16. And I'm gonna build that again. Run. 1, 2, 3. Enter. There we go. Test that. Yes. And close it. Okay, so you can see with a little bit of change, some of the items are now in its correct size. Okay, I'm gonna increase the width a little bit, and I will assume things are alright. So go to the width again. I'm gonna make this 20. Okay, save that. Solution. Run 1, 2, 3. Enter. Test that, and yes. Close this. Okay. So now we just got ourselves the basic layout of the receipt. What we should do next is fill the receipt. I'm gonna stop recording now and start it again. Okay. Okay. So continuing, so far we just created the skeleton for our receipt. We're going to continue now, and we're going to modify this code a little bit. So for our test to work, we're going to need to fill information based on what's available here in this data grid view. Okay, so we're gonna work on that in a minute. So first thing we need to know is the number of items here, and this should affect the receipt. So let's go back here, and for this we're gonna put a parameter. We can say here row count as integer, and all you have to do is put the row count here. Okay, and this is going to calculate the details height, and everything will go smoothly. So let's go back to here. What's the name of this data grid view? I'm gonna the properties. It's being called dgv2. Let's go back here. I'm gonna say dgv2.rows.count. Okay, so we're gonna get to the rows. We're gonna find how many rows are there, and we're gonna use that to draw the basic skeleton of the receipt. The next thing here, I'm gonna change this one. I'm gonna rename it. Draw receipt layout. Okay, so this is the first part. The second part we're gonna work on is filling the receipt. This function will be used to fill the receipt. You can make it a procedure or a subroutine. I'm gonna make it a subroutine. Okay, so public sub fill well, you know what? I'm gonna use the same one. I'm gonna use the same one for drawing and filling the receipt. So I'm gonna make this draw receipt. Draw receipt. There we go. Okay. Yeah. For this one, and yeah. And here I'm gonna say rows as data grid view rows. I think these are collection, right? Wait a minute, let me just make a quick test here. View2.rows. This is gonna be what? This is a row collection. Okay. So rows as data grid view row collection. Okay, so we're gonna pass it the row count and the data grid view row collection, and it's gonna do all the work for us. Okay, so here what do we have? We have well, okay, I'm gonna change this again. I don't need the row count anymore. Why? Because I can use the rows dot count. Okay, so this function will be very easy. You'll pass it a set of rows and it's gonna work for you and run the report. So we filled all this information. Final part is to render the text on the receipt. Okay, so this part of code will gonna be repeated on every single row. So dimension I as integer, and for I equals 0 to rows dot count -1. Okay, so basically we're gonna draw. Oh, wait a minute, find the y. Okay, so basically the y is like this: dimension y location equal unit height multiplied that by I. Okay, and add to that wait a minute, what did I call this variable here? Receipt details height. Okay, wait a minute, receipt width, receipt height, no, this one, line details start, it's this one. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay, so this is gonna get me the location of the line to draw on, and next I'm gonna start filling the information. For the numbers, I'm gonna say what? I'm gonna say gr.draw string. I'm gonna say what? I'm gonna pass it I here, and the font is gonna be FNT. The brush is gonna be black one. The X location is unit width multiplied by 0, and this is gonna be Y location. There we go. This is the first one. So let's test this first part, and then 1, 2, 3, enter. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay, test this. Yes, there we go. Okay, so you can see that the numbers here are okay, but the problem is it's starting from 0, so we need to add 1, and this will solve it. Here, instead of I, there's going to be I plus 1. Okay, because our counter starts from 0. There's going to be number. Next is going to be item name. Similar technique. Well, actually, don't need to make it complex. I'm just gonna copy these guys. Control C. Okay, and instead of line header start, I'm gonna say Y location. Control C, Control V, 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 V. There we go. And for the item, I'm gonna say rows of I dot cells of 1 dot value. Okay, as far as I remember. Let me go back here. Let me make sure. So we have the item here. So this is gonna be number 1. This is number 2. We're gonna use number 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 1 and see 1, 3. This is gonna be number 4. And this is gonna be number 5. So we have these values. Okay. Find the location, render the values. Okay, so this should do it. Let's save that. Bolt, run, 1, 2, 3, enter. Go to the receipts. Oops, 1, 3. Okay, so we have these. I'm gonna hit test. Yes. Close that. If you double click here, as you can see, the receipt is now filled with the detail. Okay, we still have to fill the receipt number, receipt date, and the total. Okay, so let's work on these. Okay, so we have the receipt total. So, yeah. So we have the receipt totals here. It's inside the text box 4. So render the total. Render the total. Receipt ID as or receipt number as string, receipt date as a string. I'm going to use string here, and receipt total as decimal. There we go. Okay. So render total, gr.draw string, and I'm gonna use what we see. Wait a minute. Total and receipt total. Receipt total, followed by empty, followed by color black, followed by what? This is going to be 0 unit height, multiple, no, it's not unit height. This is going to be, what's the name of the variables? This is going to be line details start. Let me see. This is going to be line details start plus see details height. Okay. Okay, so the start of the details plus the details height. Okay, this will put the total at the very end. Okay, and write the receipt number and the receipt date. Okay, so for the receipt number and the receipt date, where is that? Okay, we have these guys, so I'm gonna copy these two guys and I'm gonna put them here, and I'm gonna add receipt receipt number and receipt date. Okay, just then I move the parameter over here. Receipt number. There you go. Okay, so we have these guys. What do we have here? So next, what do I need to specify? The receipt number. Let's say this is 777, something like that. 120102, something like that. And the receipt totals text box 4.text. There we go. So this function is very simple. We pass it the receipt basic information. Is gonna render things for us. Okay, so let's save that. Test on receipt items 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 3, 12, something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna say test here. Yes, close that. Okay, so you can see this is the number of the receipt, this is the date, and this is the total. Okay, so yeah, so this should do it for drawing the receipt. Now since we just finished drawing the receipt, we are ready to move to the next stage, which is printing the receipt. Now for printing the receipt, this one's straightforward, but what am I gonna do? I have a PDF printer installed. It's a free software, so you could try that. Its name is I think it's OldPDF, something like that. So we're gonna use that in order to test printing the receipt. Okay, so again, I'm gonna save here. Okay, and here I'm gonna cancel this part. Come on. Okay, done. So this test button I'm gonna remove. Now when you say save receipt, so what's gonna happen? We have this code, and what this code does, if you remember from the last tutorial, it's going to create a receipt number, insert that, and then it's gonna insert the receipt number, insert the details. So we're gonna add a little bit of code into that in order to work with the printer. So before I start, let me stop the recording for a minute. Save. Okay, so continuing with our work, again this subroutine is used to add the receipt to our database. So the thing we want to remember about the receipt is the receipt number, okay, and we want to generate the image for that receipt. Okay, so for that we are gonna create a global or a class level variable. Okay, definition receipt image as bitmap. There we go. Okay, so this is going to store the receipt image. Copy that. let's go here. Oops, not this one. Yeah, okay, so now this part is gonna do what? This part is going to add a receipt after we finish this transaction. We are gonna say receipt image equals what? Get image receipt. What's the name of the function again? Gosh, get that. Let's go down here. Throw receipt. Throw receipt. Okay, so I'm gonna say db2.rows. Okay, and receipt number. This is gonna go here. Now, is the rows, the receipt number. I need to get the receipt number, and the receipt number is where? So let's get the ID of the receipt, and it's the receipt ID. Control C, and this is the receipt ID followed by receipt date. Yeah, it's this one. The date. Okay. Dot do string. Okay. And the receipt total. Okay. We're gonna use textbox for .text. Okay. So what we did here, simply, we just create the image for the receipt and stored that in the variable as soon as we added the receipt into the database. Next step is simple, and it only includes sending the receipt into the printer. So I'm going to save this here, and let's go to here. Okay. So what we need to have for our code to work, we need to have a printing control. So if you go and search the available controls, you'll find there is a printing section, and you will find that there's a print dialog, a print document, yeah, and we are going to use a print document control. So I'm gonna place this one here. I'm gonna call PD. Okay, this is the first one, and or let me call this one for appropriate name, print doc. Okay, and this one is gonna be a print dialog. Print DLG. There we go. Okay, so the print dialog, I'm going to use it for selecting the printer, and the print doc will be used in order to print the document. Okay, so if you double click the print document, okay, this one is used to print the document. Okay. So what happens is that this event is fired when the control tries to send information to the printer in order to print a page. Okay, so all we have to do, if you check the second parameter, sorry, let me show you that. This is the second parameter, which is a printing arguments. So you can e.graphics. Okay, so this is actually the graphics objects of the printer, and it works the same way as the standard graphics that we use to draw the receipt. So we could do it in one of two ways. We can either call this subroutine, or we can use the bitmap that we created. Okay, so we can say dot draw. Oh, wait a minute, draw image. Okay, and here I need to pass the image itself, and the image is receipt. Wait a minute. That's receipt image. Let me check the name. It's receipt image. Yeah. Receipt image. There we go. Comma 0 0, and the width is gonna be receipt image dot width receipt. Wait a minute. Receipt image dot height. There we go. Okay, and dot, yeah. So they're indicating whether additional page should be printed. Okay. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. So this is the first thing to do. Let's go to our code here. Save receipt. Draw the receipt. Select a printer. FPR print DLG dot show dialog will cancel then, or actually not equals cancel, if it equals okay, then print document dot printer settings equals print DLG dot printer settings. Okay, so this line of code tells our print control to have the same settings of the dialog, which means we are going to use the same printer. And then we have print print up. This should do it. So let's save that, and let's try our code. Here we go. 1 2 3 go. Full a receipt 1 2 3. Save a receipt, and I'm gonna use build a PDF printer. Print that. Okay, so I'm gonna save that, and obviously you can see that this is the receipt being printed. Obviously this is an A4. However, if you are using a thermal printer, the width of the receipt is gonna be much smaller. Okay. One of the things you notice here is that the date format is a little bit wrong, so we're gonna fix that in a minute. So this is gonna be format there we go. This one's fixed. This is the first thing. Another thing is that you don't want to select the printer every time, right? You want your system to print directly to the printer. Okay, so this is what you need to do. You need to save the settings of the printer in the database and use that whenever you want to print. Okay, so let's work on this a little bit. So let's save this first. go to data sources. What do we have? We have the values table, right? Yeah. So we're gonna save we have the values table, which stores information about any kind of variable, and we're gonna use that in order to store the information about our printer. So I'm gonna add another tab here. I'm gonna call it settings, properties, settings. There we go. Yeah. Okay, and put that one here. We're gonna need a label. We're gonna need a group box. We are gonna need what also? I can need a text box. This is a text box. Okay, so we got the items we need. And here we can say this is a printer. Printer info, printer name. There we go. Okay, and here we can say receipts printer, and this is the anchor. Put that here, put these guys here. Okay, choose the anchor. Okay, it's gonna be this button. Obviously we need it to be a little bit smaller. And here, select printer. There we go. Yeah. So we have this one. Yeah, I guess that will do. I'll put this at the very corner, this corner, and well, wait a minute. No need to resize this. This is gonna have the same size always. There we go. So I have this guy here. I'm gonna save that. So also this one's gonna be a read only. Read only. Where is that? Read. Figure. Okay, this is read only. Okay, so let's save. Let's double click select printer. So use to select a printer. Okay, so let's try to dimension or if printer printlg.show dialog equal cancel, then exists. Otherwise, we're gonna save the printer name here, textbox 5. So we're gonna say textbox 5 text equals what? Textbox 5.text equals printlg dot what? Printlg sorry dot printer settings dot printer name. Okay, so we're gonna store only the printer name. Also, what we need to do is to save the printer name into the database. So we're gonna do this. Save the printer name in the database. Okay, so what we have is try. Okay, before I do anything, let me save this here. Let me open the database. Where is that? Microsoft Office Access, open. There we go. These are the values table. We have the password. I'm gonna add another one. Printer. Okay, so we can use this and can save it. So now we have another variable. It's called printer. Okay, so dimension PTA as new POS table adapters dot values table adapter. Okay, and here VTA dot update DB variable, and this is going to be what the printer. I'm gonna pass it what textbox5.txt, which is the name of the printer I just said. Okay, and I guess that will do. So yeah, yes, else MSG box ex.message critical for OK only. That's it. Okay, and yeah, it's the title. Error. Okay, so here we are setting the printer name. Save. We need also to fill the printer name as soon as this form loads. So let's go to form load part. Yeah, this is okay. Items TA dot full. Okay, dimension. The printer name should appear. There we go. And next dimension sorry, ETA as a new stable adapters dot first stable adapter, dimension p name for printer name as string equal bta dot, what's that, get data by key, right? What do we have also to create? Update string insert. Okay, no problem. Never mind. Dimension name that get data by key. I'm gonna use that. Key as string, and this is gonna be what, printer. There we go. So here we got the printer name inside a table. We need to display that. So textbox5.text equals pname dot rows of 0 dot item of 0. Okay. Yeah, this should do it. I'm gonna put double quotation. I'm not sure I'm gonna need that, but let's work on this. I would assume that this was gonna work. Save. Let's run. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so far no error. Oops, it's not 0, it's 1. The first column is the key, the second column is the value. Again, 1, 2, 3, go. Oops, db null. In order to get rid of that, I'm gonna just add these double quotations. This will change db null into an empty string. And 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, it's working. So here I'm gonna use PDF. There we go. I'm gonna close this. Run it again. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. I might need to see where the exe is. This is it. Bin debug and 1, 2, 3, go. So printer. Okay. Yeah. Close this. Close this again. 1, 2, 3. Go. Okay, I'm doing something wrong here. Let me see. Okay. Why this one doesn't work? Select the printer. So update dbvar. Oops. I passed the parameters in reverse. The values first, yeah, that's why it's not working. There we go. That's why. So run. 1, 2, 3, go. Select this one. Okay, there we go. Close this and run it again. 1, 2, 3, go. You can see the printer name appears. Okay. Next thing to do is to check against this value. So the name of the printer is in text box 5, right? It's here. Copy. So let me see. Where's the save receipt? Where's this part? Okay. So here in this one, yeah. So what are we trying to do here? We are using the print dialog. So I'm gonna do a little bit of trick. And if textbox5.text doesn't equal an empty string, then okay, use the printer. Instead of select, use the printer. So if there is a printer name available, this means go on the print. So for each ITM in print dlg dot wait a minute. Wait a minute. Printer settings dot printer name. Guess the name of the printer to use. Wait a minute. No need for that. I can just I think I can use the name of the printer directly. No need to do any kind of settings. So print settings dot printer name equal textbox 5.text. I'm gonna assume that and then see if it works. Okay, save. And yeah, so if the printer name is available, just tell the control to use the given printer name and go on the print. Let's go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Select the printer. This is gonna be the printer. Items for receipt. Print the first receipt. Okay, this is the first receipt. Okay, since this is a virtual printer, so okay, 1, 2, 3. Save the second receipt, and this is the second receipt. Okay, and so on. So okay, yeah. So I'm gonna stop this now. There are still a few things to do. So okay. So last thing we have to do is the following. One of the problems you have is that the receipt size, you might want to change the receipt size, or you might want to change the receipt font. You might want to change the height of the items and stuff like that. And also you want to create some kind of a preview for the end user in order to see the receipt layout. So how do you do that? Well, we actually did most of the work here in the draw receipt function. Okay, so as you can see, we made everything you know, in a variable, and everything works fine. So here we have the unit height, unit width, and we actually can we can just change these values and everything's gonna get updated right away. So what are we gonna do next is create some kind of a preview and try that out. Okay, so let's see. So let's go to the, first of all, I'm gonna copy this. Okay, our problem is if you have a look here, and the drawer receipt needs what? A collection of data grid view row. Okay, and what am I gonna do here? I'm gonna copy this. I'll go here, and we're gonna create a sample receipt. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna need a group box. This is a group box. Sample data. There we go. Maybe this needs to be a little bit smaller. Yep, it's like that. Go to the properties. This is gonna be what? Sample data. There we go. And I'll put. I'm gonna paste that here. This is gonna be data grid view 3, DGV3. Okay. Sample data, and here we're gonna add. I'm gonna say enable editing. And yeah, I want to enable adding or deleting. Yeah, okay, and we are going to need we'll be adding a few dummy items inside this one. Okay, and this will happen as soon as this form loads. Okay, so let's go back here. Full the settings page sample with test data, for example. Okay, so DGV3 dot rows dot add. Okay, what am I gonna add here? The item. Okay, before that, let me see. Click here, edit columns. So we have the barcode, the item, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 items. The barcode. And the item name, let's call this T, for example. Nothing. 20. This is the buy price. Price 30, for example. And what do we have next? 20 multiplied by 30, something like that. Right. So let's try this out. 1, 2, 3, enter, go. Yep. Okay, so the way this one is gonna work, it's gonna, just show you a sample of data. So right now we have just a single item. Let's add a few other items. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's say this is gonna be a pen. 1. You're gonna 1 by 2. Maybe 12. That is. Then let's say this is gonna be a book, or let's say a cup. Okay. This is gonna be 5. An order of I don't know, 7. Okay, so 7 multiply that by 5, and so on. So you have these few items just to just so that we can use them later on. Okay, and next we are gonna need another grid view. There we go. Okay, there we go. So what are we gonna have here? We are going to have, this is gonna be receipt preview. Okay, so this one will be used in order to show us how the receipt looks like. And yeah, okay. And what are we gonna need here? We're gonna need an image. Let's see. Click on, oh, picture box. There's a picture box. And back color. Yeah, these colors are bad. Let's choose a custom one. Yeah, I'm gonna dock it. There we go. And yeah, and size mode, center image. This will allow us to put the image of the receipt at the very center. Okay, and we're gonna need to do what? We need to draw a receipt and place it into here. Okay, so I'm gonna change the name of this one to PB, or picture box. Okay, so let's go back here. So pb.image equals draw receipt. Next I'm gonna use dgv3.rows. Okay, the receipt number, I don't know, that is gonna be the number, the receipt date 12/01/01, whatever that is, the receipt total 123. We already know that this is wrong, but you get the idea. And this should do it. So let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, enter. There we go. Go to the setting, and now you can see that this is the receipt. Okay, let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so this is how the receipt's gonna look like. Okay, yeah. So we need to do more things here. First we need to fix the layout. Okay, so let's work on that. First I'm gonna need to click on this one. It's gonna be top and bottom. Great. So next I'm gonna need to put a number of settings values here. So we're gonna need another what? Another. Wait a minute. Should I make this all the way up? I think I'll make this all the way up and make the sample data here. There we go. And I will put the settings at this part in the middle. Okay, and somebody sneezed, bless you. Okay, so where's the group box? This group box. There we go. Okay, so here, receipt settings. There we go. Now, what are we gonna do here is specify the units for width, for height, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna save this now. Before I do anything else, oh, let's work on Where is the text box? This is the text box. Okay. Yeah. So this is gonna be unit width. Okay. Okay. There we go. This is one thing here. Okay, and this is gonna be what? Unit height. There we go. So I have unit width, unit height, these two values over here. And I'm gonna need to save these values in the database. Unit width and height, and yeah, width, height, I guess, and font size as well. We can put some font size here. Font size. And we could also select the font name. Yeah, we could do that, but I'm gonna ignore it for now. Okay, there we go. So now let's go back to our database. Obviously we need to store three variables here, which is unit width, unit height, and font size. So let's go to this one. Open the database, open it, Microsoft Access, there we go, values, unit width, this is gonna be, I think I made it a 16 or something like that, unit height, 14, and font size is 10. There we go. So we have these values, and obviously we need to load these. What's the name here? Textbox 6, Textbox 7, Textbox 8. There we go. So this is the load subroutine. Now follow the settings. Okay. The name of the printer, this is the name of the printer. Here I'm gonna say result, rename result, okay, because I'm gonna use this multiple times. Okay, next, result equal eta.getDataByKey, and next I'm gonna say unit width. Okay, same technique here. But it's gonna be textbox 6. See, height is gonna be textbox 7. There we go. Unit font size. Font size. There we go. Textbox 8. There we go. Now this one all works perfectly. This is gonna work fine. We need to do a few other modifications. So save that, and let's go to the draw receipt subroutine, and we're gonna change it even more. Oops. Again. So I'm gonna say here unit width as integer, unit height as integer, and font size as integer. Okay, so we have these values already, no need. And where is the font? Where is FNT? This is gonna be font size. Okay, so let me build that. I'm gonna get a bunch of errors. So here there's gonna be what? There's gonna be text box 6.text, text box 7.text, text box 8.text. And I assume the first one is the width, second is height, and third is the font size. So let me see. This is gonna be 6 width, this is the second height, and the last one, yeah, all's correct. Okay. Again, text box 6.text, text box 7.text, text box 8.text. There we go. Yeah. So I have these guys. It looks well. Save and run. Let's just make sure it works. 1, 2, 3, go. And the preview here, yeah, you can see it's a little bit crammed, you know. So we need to now add some code that will update the receipt information or the receipt size as soon as we change the numbers here, right? And we need some kind of yeah, we need to do that. So how we are gonna do it? Okay, so we're gonna make this instant. So here, okay, when the text get changed, okay, instead of text change, let me say, yeah, text change. Yep. So if not is a numeric, text box 6.text, then I'm gonna exit the subroutine. Okay. Otherwise, we are gonna draw the receipt. So where's the part where we draw the receipt? It's this one. Here we go. See. There we go. Okay, so here we are updating the receipt, how the receipt looks as soon as you enter a number. Okay. Yeah. We could put a try catch code here as well, or before that, dimension L as decimal or double. Let me use double. Equal double dot parse text box 6 dot text. Now fl or math dot truncate L doesn't equal L itself, then as your box you should enter an integer value. There we go. Call or okay only. There we go. Error. Oops. And bb.image equals nothing. It's as simple as that. And finally, this is also here we're gonna say bb.image equals nothing. Now we need also to check that the value is not negative. So fl small down equal to 0, then in this box you should enter a positive value. Well, you know what? There is no need for the message. We will just remove the image altogether. Okay, so pb.image equals nothing. Okay, because you don't want to get messages while entering the values here. Okay, so exit sub. So if everything is fine, the report will be the receipt will be rendered. If there is any kind of error, the receipt will disappear right away. Okay. So this is the first thing here to have. I guess. Let me think about this for a minute. I think I am making this a little bit difficult here. Maybe I should put a preview button. Okay. Let me think about this for a second. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We could do this. Okay. So. Okay, I'm gonna create a subroutine that will check all 3 values. Okay, so instead of that, public sub draw receipt preview. There we go. This one should go into here. Okay. So here, show receipt preview. There we go. Yeah. So what's happening here? First, we're gonna check the width. Check the width is valid. This is the first thing. Next, check the height is valid. Okay. It will be. It's gonna be text box 7. Text box 7 again. Oops. It's need to be L. And yeah. And after that, we need to check the font size. Check the font size. Text box 8. 8. Okay, finally, we're gonna put this part and try catch, because we might get some kind of error if you enter very high values. I'm not gonna check for very high values. But anyway, so pb.image equals nothing. There we go. Okay, so we added all the checks in single subroutine. Copy this guy, double click here, okay, double click here, there we go, and I'm gonna double click here, cell content change, oh wait a minute, cell content, let me see. Content begin edit. There should be end edit. So content E and edit. There we go. Control V. There we go. So all this work is for one simple thing. What we want to do is, whenever you enter a value here, you will see the preview instantly. Okay. So I'm gonna save that here. I'm gonna run this. Let's hope it works. 1, 2, 3, enter. Seems great. Let's go to settings here. So, oops. let's make this a little bit bigger. So here I'm going to say 88. So 88 is going to be very big. You can say 20. As you can see, I'm going to change that and make it 21. You can see as soon as you are typing a number, I'm going to make this 15 or maybe 16. Oh, this is 116, so this is 16. Okay, I can change the font size here. I make it 11 or maybe 12. Oops, 121. Gosh, 12. So you can control the size here, and for the information you can say whatever values here. You can, just for previewing the data. Last thing we need to do is to let me show you. If you enter a negative value, it wouldn't work. Okay, oops, so font size 10. Okay, so last thing we need to do is to save these values, if they are valid, into the database. Okay, so let's work on that. So let's double click on this, and let us go to unit width. Okay, so when you change the width, how do you know there's no error? Well, you know there's no error if the image is not missing. So if I'm going to say if pb.image is not nothing, then dimension pta as new pos table adapters dot what table adapter pta dot update dbvar. The value is going to be what? It's going to be xbox6.text followed by what? Followed by the key, which is unit width. There we go. Obviously we need to place this in try catch just in case. MSG box ex.message critical or okay only error. There we go. So this is what we need to do. This is the first one. Ctrl C. Second one, double click here. This is going to be what? Unit. It's going to be textbox 7 height. Okay, and the last one's going to be what? The last one's going to be font size. Font size. And what is going to be textbox 8. Okay. Also one thing here. If you enter the values the wrong way, and later on you try to fill the receipt, you will get an error. So what you need to do, let me see. You can okay, put this one here. Okay, enter the receipt and print the receipt. See, oops, sheet. Okay, so let's just organize this a little bit. So then put an else statement here. MSG box, you did not set receipt, sorry, a printer to print your receipt. There we go. Okay, only warning. There we go. So you get a warning if you did not set a printer. Okay, however, if you set a printer and you have some kind of error. If bb.image is nothing, then else. So if everything is fine, printer draw and the printer receipt. Otherwise, MSG box, the settings for the receipt size is wrong. The receipt will not be printed. Printed. There we go. Critical or okay, only error. There we go. So this should do it. Okay. So let's save that. Run the code. 1, 2, 3, enter. Okay. Works well. So these are the settings. I'm gonna make this 20. Okay. There we go. So I'm gonna also select the printer. Print here. And close. I'm gonna run this again. 1, 2, 3, enter. Okay, so these are the settings now. They are all saved, which is what we want here. Let's try to print a receipt here. 1, 2, 3. Save the receipt. Okay. Yes, like that. Let's just have a look. Okay. So next, I'm gonna come here and change the size to, or the font size to 16, and the width to 225. Yeah, the height to 16, maybe 18, make it 20. Gosh, make it a 22. Okay, so now the size is very much bigger. Okay, and I'm gonna fill in the receipt. 1, 2, 3. Save the receipt. Save that. Yes. Okay, so you can see now this size is a little bit bigger. Okay, as compared to before. Okay, so remember these settings: 25, 16, 22. Close this. I'm gonna run this again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can see here these are the sizes. I'm gonna follow. Wait a minute. I'm gonna use the values 20 here, 16 here, the font size 10, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Save receipt. I'm gonna call this document 2 just to show you the difference inside. Okay, so this is the first. Oops, sorry. And this is the other one. So, gosh, what's wrong? This is the second. Which one? This is the one. This is the second one. Okay. Yeah. Where's the other document? Why it doesn't open? Okay, so this is the first one. Oops. Okay. I guess now you can see the difference. Okay. So, I guess this one works. Let's make an error here. I'm gonna give the value minus. Okay, and I'm gonna go and fill a receipt and say save. So the setting for receipt size is wrong. The receipt will not be printed. Okay, but this the value was sold correctly. So I'm gonna enter 20, and here 1, 2, 3. Save receipt. Okay, just save that. Everything works fine. Okay, so we finished this part, and I'm gonna save this. Okay, let me stop recording. or before I stop that, let's check this. So we won't need that anymore, I guess. I'm gonna remove it. Let's go back to here. So drawing the receipt, we finished that. Sending the image to the printer, we only need creating setup, making a backup, and restore. Okay, so I guess we are pretty much finished. Maybe I'll do this right now and finish the whole system. Okay, so let me save that and stop the recording for a second. Okay, so the very last thing I'm gonna do, I don't think I will be able to finish the backup and restore, but basically for Access databases, a backup will be just copying the database file, and the restore is restoring the old database file. But for other database types, that's going to be a different story. Anyway, I won't do it like that. I'm going to do it in a different way that should work with other kind of databases. So that will be for the last tutorial. Right now I'm going to do as a last thing is creating setup. And creating setup is straightforward. It's not that difficult. So let's go back here. Let's go to Solution Explorer. So what you see here is what? This is your solution, and it contains one project. What are we going to do? We're going to right click here, select add and new project. When you select that, wait a few seconds, you should go to other project types, and you'll find there's setup and deployment. Okay, from that you could use the setup wizard, which will help you create the setup for yourself, or you could use the setup a project. Okay, so I'm gonna use the standard setup a project. Okay, and yeah, as for a folder, I'm gonna use POS5 itself. So folder. I don't want it to be in a different directory. I want it all to be in the same directory structure. So I'm gonna say POS setup. Okay, and I'm gonna hit OK. Wait a few seconds, and now we got this. Okay, from previous tutorials, I believe you already know what this is, but in case you don't, these are the basic directories for the setup. So the application folder is the program files folder. Right now it's empty. This is the desktop. You want to place shortcuts here. The program users program menu, you also want to place your shortcuts here. So first thing, you need to tell the setup what to include, what to place in the program files. So right click here and select add and select the project output. And here you are gonna select which project to which output the output of which project to include. In this case we have only one project, which is POS, so we're gonna use that. This is gonna be the primary output, and I'm gonna hit OK. Yeah, so you can see that it just detected all the references, gonna place all the include all the DLLs and stuff like that. This is the first thing to do. Let's go right click this again and select add and project output again. We could select content files here and hit OK. And what I believe this should help you do, this should place the database, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yeah, so we have this one, and yeah, we finally need two things. We need to go and create shortcut here. So we make sure you select the primary output, create this one. What are we gonna call this? POS demo, for example. you know, you can change the name of the shortcut. This is going to be on the user's desktop, and right click another shortcut, POS demo, but this one will go to the program user programs menu. Okay, so this is pretty much it. This is all you need to do to provide the basic functionality. Okay, so a few other things. We're going to click on the setup again. We're going to go to the properties, and here you'll find a whole bunch of other things to do. Yeah, so here, for example, the author, okay, description, this is a demo for POS system, okay, or learning POS system, whatever that is. Install for all users, you can set this to true or false, okay, and manufacturer, okay, and stuff like that. Okay, this is the title, POS system, okay, and this is the version number and stuff like that. So after you finish these, let's go to the Solution Explorer, save your work, and right click on the first project and build it, and then go to the second one and build that. And when you say build, it's going to create an installation for you. Let's wait a few seconds, and it's done. So let's go back here to the desktop. Let's open the folder, and you will find this is the POS setup. Now this is going to be a little bit confusing since that I didn't organize the projects well. So this is a project folder inside the main project folder. So this is my fault. Bad structure of bad directory structure. Anyway, let's go back here. Let's go to the debug folder. You'll find these two guys, so you can use it to install. So I'm gonna right click here and select open. Okay, so it's gonna ask me to install. Okay, so you can see this is the default company name. If you set that in the during the installation, in the properties sheet, you will have a different name here. Okay, I'm gonna say next. I'm gonna say next here. Okay, you can also see that this is installing POS setup. I forgot to change the name for that. We're gonna fix this in a minute. Give it a yes. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And we are done. Close. Let's go to the desktop and we can see the POS demo. Double click that, and probably we're getting an error. Not sure. Oh, it's working, I guess. 1, 2, 3, and go. Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm guessing, so we have items, but it is not working well. And I'm going to say save receipt. Operation must use an updatable query. Okay. Yeah. So let me check what's happening. Control C, copy that, cancel. Computer. In many cases, this is the folder, this database. Let me check the permission for this folder. You can see that this is a read only. Okay, so probably this is why your program is not running. You need somehow you need to set the permission for this folder. Yeah. So in order to solve this, I'm going to do a little bit of a trick and give our program the permission to do whatever it likes. Okay, so let's go here, let's go to our program, right click in properties, and let's go to application and view UAC. I don't recommend this, but this is the lazy way to do things. I'm gonna give permission for our program to be like an administrator. So copy this, paste this one here, and save your work. Build a solution. And before I do anything, let me uninstall there we go. Okay, so let's go here, let's put the product name POS, or let's call it point of sale. There we go. And let's go back here, and right click and build this solution again. Sorry. Wait a few seconds, building, and okay, done. Now right click, I'm gonna say install, I'm gonna say next, and next, and next. Done. So let's go back to the desktop, double click that, yes, 1, 2, 3, and go. Now it seems it's working well, I guess. So there's a receipt, 1, 2, 3, save the receipt. You did not set printer, okay, no problem. I'm gonna select the printer here. This is a printer for the receipt. These are the reports, total, show report. Yep, yeah. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, save receipt. Okay, and it should be working. Yep, this is a report again, show report again. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, so I guess our application now is finished. Yeah, we just need to do few things, which is backup and restore. Oh, one other thing is that if you have a look here, 1, 2, 3, you can see there are items already, right? There are items already, and the reason for that is our original database, which is here, contains these sample data. So what are we gonna do? I'm gonna say open with and go to access. Okay. For the values, let me see. The unit width should be 20. Let's close this table. The items, there should be no items here at all. Oops, I need to clear the receipts first. Okay, I understand. Let's go to the receipt details. Let me delete these samples. We created these for testing. So now we can remove them, and okay, now everything's cleared, everything should be alright. Save. Make sure not to remove these, because otherwise your program won't work properly. Okay, probably won't work at all. So let's close this. Let me remove the previous installation. Okay, and now we are gonna say, and oops, gosh, I forgot to build this. If you don't build it, you will have the old installation. So I'm gonna say build. Okay, there we go. Right click and next, so I'm gonna say install. Next, next, next. and close. We're finished. So let's go to the desktop. There we go. POS demo. Run that on 3. Go. And there we go. Now the database is new. Everything is empty here, and we can work on this system. So this is pretty much how you create a point of sale system. It's not that difficult. It takes a little bit of time, but yeah, it's not that difficult. So I hope you'll find this useful. If you want to get the source code, yeah, you can go to the website. Okay, if you have questions, send them to me at notes@mka-soft.com. One last thing, we're gonna try to make a backup and restore subroutines later on to see how to do that. We're gonna see how to do that. Yeah, but all in all, the application is now finished and it's functional. I hope you'll enjoy this. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye. Yes. And this time.